Uh-oh. Should not be a double click. Did not work as intended. We'll have to get that van fixed again. Hey, Miss Raelynn. How are we doing? Looking good up in your chair. Yeah. You're looking good up in your chair. But you know what? I need to get you out of your chair here in a second. I need to take your chair with me. Yeah. I need to take your chair with me. We're gonna see if we can get that van fixed. What do you think? Alright, so I am once again taking Raelynn's wheelchair and wheelchair van without Raelynn, going to a different city to hopefully get her wheelchair van fixed. I mentioned this in another video not too long ago, but basically her wheelchair hasn't been locking into the van automatically. We're supposed to be able to just roll the wheelchair in and it locks via that little mechanism right there, and then be able to unlock it with this button right here. But it's just not situated right, so we need to get that fixed. Pardon the mess. We need to clean this out a little bit. For now, we've been using these tie downs, which is a fine system. Certainly nothing wrong with it. But if we want to be able to take Raelynn in and out quickly, the automatic locking system is definitely a lot faster. And therefore, like, just being honest, we're lazy people, and we're much more likely to go out and do things if it's easy to do so. So therefore, we always try to make it as easy as possible on ourselves to go out and do things. When you have a medically complex child like Raelynn in your home, even just simple things like going out has so many more extra steps. Getting her in her wheelchair, making sure you have all the necessary equipment like suction machines, or if she's not doing great with oxygen tanks and that kind of stuff. So we simply try to eliminate as many of those steps as possible, making it easier for ourselves to go out and actually do things. And this is something that's needed fixed for a while, and it really hasn't slowed us down all that much, but it sure will be nice when it's working right again. But I need to drive about an hour right now, get it to the place where they're gonna fix it, sit around for a couple hours while they fix it, and then go home. So it's not a quick thing, but we think a very necessary thing and definitely a very helpful thing. So that's my day today, and what a beautiful day it is. All right, going home now. Got the invoice saying that everything's been done. Of course, DSCC should pay for that. We shouldn't have to pay for it out of pocket because it's all cleared beforehand. But I personally haven't tested it out just yet, so I'm hoping that once Raelynn is in her chair, everything lines up just perfectly and she can get in and out of the van with just the press of a button. So that's the hope. I think it should work. The guy who was fixing it talked to me a little bit, and he seemed pretty knowledgeable. He kind of walked me back there and made sure that I was happy with how it looked, and everything looks just fine. So I think it should work just fine as well. So we will see when we get home. So I probably should have done this before I left the repair shop, but I'm going to test out the button to see if it actually releases the chair the way it's supposed to. So push the button, made the sound, and it released the chair. Awesome, awesome. All right, Raelynn, here we go. We're going to try this out. Well, for the first time in a while. See if you lock in automatically. Here we go. Oh, locked in automatically. Now the question is, can we get her out automatically? We shall see that. So we're just going for a quick little drive. I have a meeting here in town that I need to go to, and the rest of the family's out, so I gotta take Raelynn with me. But it was a good opportunity to test her wheelchair van also to see if it is working well. So hopefully we can get her out easily. There is a manual override. If I can't just push the button to get her out, I'll have to like get down on my knees and flip the override switch. But I think it'll work, and we're gonna see here in just 1 minute if it works. Keep your fingers crossed for me. So theoretically, I just push this button, should hear a click. Uh-oh. Should not be a double click. Oh no, did not work as intended. Okay, maybe that worked. Nope, did not work. Nope, not working. Raelynn. So here is the manual override switch down here. I don't know why it didn't work before, but we might need to drive this back to where I got the other part fixed and get that fixed also. We'll have to see. All right, Raelynn, let's get out of here for now. We'll have to get this fixed another day. It's a nice day out though, isn't it? Beautiful weather. All right, my meeting's over. We're home, so we're gonna try this again. Still not sounding right. Nope, that did not unlock it. So, gotta do it manually again. We'll get you out, sweetie. Here's that switch. Gotta push it that way. So we can get her out. There we go. There we go, sweetie. We're home. We'll have to get that van fixed again, but things happen and it'll work out. So I'm curious to know how often that kind of thing happens to you. Maybe not that exact problem, but such that, you think you get something fixed, a problem that you've been kind of needing to get fixed for a while, and so you think you get it fixed, and then you find out it didn't get fixed, and you still have work to do on it. I feel like this kind of thing happens from time to time. I can't think of another example off the top of my head. Maybe examples like whenever I was back in college, where it was like you have a paper, a big project that you're working on or something like that, and then you think, oh, it's all done, and then you kind of look over it again and you realize, oh, there's so much more left to do. Do you ever have that kind of experience? And whenever that happens to me, it's kind of like you feel like there's this huge weight lifted off of you, and then when the weight comes back on, you feel like the weight is just twice as heavy. But I think even in those kinds of circumstances, we don't have to lose hope. We can always look forward to the fact that it will be taken care of eventually. We don't have to despair over it. We can just take every day, even every moment at a time, not worry so much about what needs to happen or all the things that aren't perfect in life, but just do what you have to do to make progress on it or whatever. But I guess what I'm saying is I'm learning over time that it's okay to have unfinished projects, and it's okay to have setbacks, and it's okay to think that you were further along in something that you were working on and then realize, well, you still have a long way to go in that. I mean, that's kind of like life, right? So often in life we have these pictures in our head of how life is supposed to be. And more often than not, those pictures are getting in the way of actually living life to the fullest. Whenever we think that life needs to look a certain way, and how our lives aren't looking that certain way, and then we might get sad over that. That whole experience is actually keeping us from experiencing the joy that we can have if we just let go of that experience. It is totally okay to live a life that's different from everyone else. It's totally okay to not live the life that society thinks is ideal. And I talk about this all the time, but that's kind of Raelynn, right? Like, a lot of people will look at Raylynn's life and say she doesn't have any worth, she doesn't have any kind of life, but just because her life is different than everyone else's life, it doesn't mean that she doesn't have a life. And I think the same can be true of every single one of us. Sometimes we compare our own lives to what we think is the ideal. And if we do that, we're doing the exact same thing as when people look at Raylynn's life and say, well, her life isn't ideal. And not to say that we can't improve things, and I personally, being a person of faith, look forward to Raelynn being completely healed in the life to come. I'm just saying it's okay to be content where you are as well. And not just okay, that's an ideal in itself. No matter where you are in life, be thankful, be happy, cling to the hope and joy that you can have just by being alive. I hope that you have that hope and joy. God bless you. We'll see you again next time.